Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing. Today we're going to be continuing to read the Iliad by Homer. So let's get going. The Trojan thus the Spartan monarch burned, with generous anguish and in scorn returned. Laugh'st thou not, Jove, from thy superior throne, when mortals boast of prowess not their own? Not thus the lion glories in his might, nor panther braves his spotted foe in fight. Nor thus the boar those terrors of the plain, man only vaunts his force and vaunts in vain. But far the vainest of the boastful kind, these sons of Panthus vent their haughty mind. Yet 'twas but late beneath my conquering steel, this boaster's brother, Hyperenor, fell. Against our arm which rashly he defied, excuse me, vain was his vigour, and as vain his pride. These eyes beheld him on the dust expire, no more to cheer his spouse or glad his sire. Presumptuous youth like his shall be thy doom, go wait thy brother to the Stygian gloom. Or, while thou mayest avoid the threatened fate, fools stay to feel it, and are wise too late. Unmoved Euphorbus thus, that action known, come for my brother's blood, repay thy own. His weeping father claims thy destined head, and spouse a widow in her bridal bed. On these thy conquered spoils I shall bestow, to soothe the consorts and a parent's woe. No longer then defer the glorious strife, let heaven decide our fortune, fame, and life. Swift as the word the missile lance he flings, the well-aimed weapon on the buckler rings, but blunted by the brass, innoxious falls. On Jove the Father great Atrides calls. Nor flies the javelin from his arm in vain, it pierced his throat, and bent him to the plain. Wide through the neck appears the grisly wound, prone sinks the warrior, and his arms resound. The shining circlets of his golden hair, which even the Graces might be proud to wear, instarred with gems and gold bestrow the shore, with dust dishonoured and deformed with gore. As the young olive in some sylvan scene, crowned by fresh fountains with eternal green, lifts the gay head in snowy flowerets fair, and plays and dances to the gentle air. When lo a whirlwind from high heaven invades the tender plant and withers all its shades, it lies uprooted from its genial bed, a lovely ruin now defaced and dead. Thus young, thus beautiful Euphorbus lay, while the fierce Spartan tore his arms away. Proud of his deed and glorious in the prize, affrighted Troy the towering victor flies. Flies as before some mountain lion's ire, the village curs and trembling swains retire. When o'er the slaughtered bull they hear him roar, and see his jaws distilled with smoking gore. All pale with fear at distance scattered round, they shout incessant, and the vales resound. Meanwhile Apollo viewed with envious eyes, and urged great Hector to dispute the prize. In Mentes' shape, beneath whose martial care the rough Ciconians learned the trade of war. 247. Forbear, he cried, with fruitless speed to chase Achilles' coursers of ethereal race. They stoop not, these to mortal man's command, or stoop to none but great Achilles' hand. Too long amused with a pursuit so vain, turn and behold the brave Euphorbus slain. By Sparta slain, forever now suppressed, the fire which burned in that undaunted breast. Thus having spoke, Apollo winged his flight, and mixed with mortals in the toils of fight. His words infixed unutterable care, deep in great Hector's soul through all the war. He darts his anxious eye, and instant viewed the breathless hero in his blood imbued. Forth welling from the wound as prone he lay, and in the victor's hands the shining prey. Sheathed in bright arms through cleaving ranks he flies, and sends his voice in thunder to the skies. Fierce as a flood of flame by Vulcan sent, it flew and fired by the nations, the nations as it went. Atrides from the voice the storm divined, and thus explored his own unconquered mind. Then shall I quit Patroclus on the plain, slain in my cause, and for my honour slain. Desert the arms, the relics of my friend, or singly Hector and his troops attend. Sure where such partial favour heaven bestowed, to brave the hero were to brave the god. Forgive me, Greece, if once I quit the field, 'tis not to Hector, but to heaven I yield. Yet nor the god nor heaven should give me fear, did but the voice of Ajax reach my ear. Still would we turn, still battle on the plains, and give Achilles all that yet remains. Of his and our Patroclus this no more. The time allowed, Troy thickened on the shore. A sable scene the terrors Hector led. Slow he recedes, and sighing quits the dead. So from the fold the unwilling lion parts, forced by loud clamours and a storm of darts. He flies indeed, but threatens as he flies, with heart indignant and retorted eyes. Now entered in the Spartan ranks he turned his manly breast, and with no new fury burned. O'er all the black battalions sent his view, and through the cloud the godlike Ajax knew. Where labouring on the left the warrior stood, all grim in arms and covered o'er with blood. There breathing courage where the god of day had sunk each heart with terror and dismay. To him the king, O Ajax, O my friend, haste and Patroclus' loved remains defend. The body to Achilles to restore demands our care, alas we can no more. For naked now, despoiled of arms he lies, and Hector glories in the dazzling prize. He said, and touched his heart, the raging pair pierce the thick battle and provoke the war. Already had stern Hector seized his head, and doomed to Trojan gods the unhappy dead. But soon as Ajax reared his tower-like shield, sprung to his car and measured back the field. His train to Troy the radiant armour bare, to stand a trophy of his fame in war. Meanwhile great Ajax his broad shield displayed, guards the dead hero with the dreadful shade. And now before and now behind he stood, thus in the centre of some gloomy wood. With many a step the lioness surrounds her tawny young, beset by man and hounds. Elate her heart and rousing all her powers, dark o'er the fiery balls each hanging eyebrow lowers. Fast by his side the generous Spartan glows, with great revenge, and feeds his inward woes. But Glaucus, leader of the Lycian aids, on Hector frowning thus his flight upbraids. We're not going to do the next one, because they're a little bit long, I'm afraid. Excuse me. And my throat and my voice are not doing great. So we will leave those for another day. Well, for tomorrow. Let's be honest. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, my throat isn't doing all that great today, which is a little bit annoying. Hopefully it's fine overall, but you never know. Fingers crossed it's nothing. Anyway, I'm just bumbling at this point, aren't I? We're on day 802, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. So yeah, we've basically waited twice the length of the amount of time needed. So Thank you very much for joining today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night, no matter what time of day it is. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night, no matter what time of day it is. I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.